The stage lights of America's Got Talent dim to a warm gold as the next contestant walks out, and instantly the room shifts. It's a quiet shift, not dramatic, not loud, but noticeable. A thin Filipino teenager, no more than 16 or 17, steps into the spotlight with an old wooden guitar hanging from his shoulder. It's not the polished kind contestants usually carry. The wood is faded, edges slightly chipped, and the entire front is covered in small, colorful stickers, stars, smiley faces, and little cartoon guitars that look like they were placed by a child. The audience tilts their heads, whispering, "He looks shy, almost too shy for a stage so massive. His steps are small, his shoulders slightly curled inward." He stops at the center of the stage gently, pushing his long bangs out of his face. The judges immediately react. Heidi leans forward, a soft smile warming her expression. Sophia clasps her hands together, eyes filled with curiosity. Howie looks intrigued. Simon, as always, watches silently, observing every detail, every movement, reading the boy like a puzzle. The teen brings the microphone close to his lips. His voice is shaky. "Hi, I am Alejandro. I'm from Manila, Philippines." The room fills with polite applause. The boy nods nervously. Simon speaks first. His tone is gentle, almost fatherly. "What brings you here today?" Alejandro swallows before answering. "I grew up listening to a legend, Elvis Presley. My grandfather used to play his music every day. He said I was born with the soul of Elvis." He gives a small laugh, trying to hide his nerves. "So I'm here to honor him, my Lolo." The audience softens. Judges exchange warm looks. But Simon doesn't smile. Not yet. He's listening carefully. "How old are you, Alejandro?" Simon asks. 16. Sophia beams. "Aw, you're so young. How long have you been singing?" Howie chimes in. "Since I was 7, he answers. "But this guitar—" He lightly taps it, Bellon. "Jed, to my grandfather. He passed it down to me before he died." His voice cracks. He clears his throat quickly. "This is the only guitar I ever use." That tiny detail hits the room. Something about the old guitar suddenly feels meaningful, powerful, almost sacred. Simon softens. "Well, we're ready when you are." Those words seem to add pressure instead of relieving it. Alejandro's hand tremble as he grips the neck of the guitar. He closes his eyes for a moment. A long moment. The crowd goes completely silent. Somewhere in the audience, someone coughs. It echoes. The cameras zoom in on his shaking fingers, on his anxious breathing. Then he strums the first chord. It's simple, clean, warm, and then he sings. The transformation is immediate, instantaneous. His voice is deep, rich, full-bodied. A shockwave of warmth and nostalgia hits the room like a tidal wave. The same shy boy who could barely say his name now sings with the soul of someone who lived a lifetime of music. His tone mirrors Elvis's iconic richness, but his emotion, raw, vulnerable, pure, is uniquely his own. Gasps ripple across the audience. Sophia's jaw drops. Heidi's hands fly to her mouth. Howie whispers, "No way." But Simon sits up straight, eyes piercing with sudden focus. Alejandro doesn't notice. His eyes are half closed as he sings, pouring every memory, every piece of his grandfather's love into each lyric. His guitar strumming is steady now, confident. The sticker-covered guitar suddenly looks beautiful, like a relic of something sacred. The crowd begins murmuring louder, unable to contain their shock. It's the kind of voice that instantly grabs your chest and squeezes, familiar yet unbelievably fresh. A woman in the second row wipes away tears. Someone else whispers he sounds exactly like him. When he hits a soft, husky note, the judges exchange glances. Those wide-eyed, "Is this really happening?" looks that only come during a historic moment. Simon slowly folds his arms, not in judgment, but in awe. By the time Alejandro reaches the end of the first verse, the entire auditorium is changed. The energy is different. The boy who looked like he didn't belong now feels like he was born for that stage. And Simon Cowell, the man known for brutal honesty, is no longer evaluating a contestant. He's witnessing something rare, something electrifying, something unforgettable. Alejandro strums the next chord, unaware that he just captured every soul in the room. And this is only the beginning. The moment Alejandro enters the second verse, something impossible happens, something nobody in the room could have predicted. That shy, shaking teenager who tiptoed onto the stage has completely vanished. In his place stands a performer, confident, powerful, and overflowing, with charisma that feels too big for his small frame. It doesn't happen gradually. It's instant, like a switch being flipped inside him. His shoulders straighten, his grip on the guitar steadies. His voice, already impressive, grows larger, richer, and more controlled. The audience leans forward as if pulled by a magnet. They feel the shift, the rising electricity. Alejandro steps to the left, tapping his foot with an effortless rhythm. His fingers dance across the old guitar like it's an extension of his body, and then he adds a small hip sway, subtle, playful, unmistakably Elvis. The crowd explodes. People rise from their seats. Screams fill the auditorium. The cameras whip around to capture the audience's shock, disbelief, and pure excitement. Up at the judges' table, the reaction. These are priceless. Heidi is standing now, hands over her mouth, eyes wide like she's watching a miracle unfold. Sophia is bouncing in her seat, whispering, "Oh my God," with every new note he hits. Howie is laughing in disbelief, shaking his head as if he can't trust his own ears. But Simon has gone completely still, not unimpressed, but mesmerized. His eyes follow every movement Alejandro make. His body leans closer and closer to the edge of the table. It's as if he's afraid to blink and miss a moment. Alejandro steps forward again, this time adding a little swagger in his walk. He adjusts the microphone stand with a smooth, old-school gesture, exactly the way Elvis once did. But he doesn't copy, he channels. It's not imitation, it's transformation. He's not pretending to be Elvis, he's carrying Elvis. And the audience feels it. People begin clapping to the rhythm, creating a wave of energy that sweeps across the entire arena. The cameras catch fans shaking their heads, shouting, cheering, recording every second on their phones. Then he hits that note, a bold, powerful, perfectly sustained high note that echoes through the room like a shockwave. The reaction is immediate. The crowd erupts, thunderous, violent, beautiful. A woman in the front row screams so loudly the microphones pick it up. A teenage boy jumps up, waving his arms. Even the production crew behind the scenes can be seen reacting, eyes wide on the monitors. On stage, Alejandro feels the roar of the crowd, but he doesn't crumble. Instead, he grows stronger. His confidence skyrockets as he moves with new purpose. He flashes a quick smile to the audience, almost mischievous, and strums the guitar harder. And then, he breaks into a playful wink toward the judges. The arena detonates. The judges burst into laughter and cheers at the same time. Heidi covers her mouth, screaming. Sophia leans back, eyes huge, unable to believe what she just saw. Howie slams his hands on the table in excitement. Simo! Simon does something rare. He grins. A full, genuine, uncontrolled grin. He mutters under his breath, "Unbelievable." Then looks to his left as if asking the other judges, "Are you seeing this?" By now, the energy in the arena is beyond anything expected from a typical audition. It feels like a concert. It feels like a comeback. It feels like a legend being reborn through a kid who looks like he should be in a high school hallway, not commanding the AGT stage with world-class power. As the song builds toward its final chorus, Alejandro gives everything he has. His voice soars, cracks slightly from emotion, yet it makes the performance even more real, more human, more unforgettable. He shifts his weight, stomps with confidence, lifts the mic stand dramatically, and belts out the last fey. Lines with so much heart the audience can't help but scream for him. The room is chaos, beautiful, electric chaos. People jumping, people crying, people hugging, people shouting like they're witnessing history, because they are. Even the judges are out of their chairs now, cheering, pointing, reacting like fans instead of critics. By the time Alejandro strums the final chord, sweat glistening on his brow, chest rising and falling from the intensity, The auditorium is a storm of applause and awe. He has done what no one expected. He has delivered a performance so iconic, so explosive, so pure, that even the ghost of Elvis would have stood up. And the boy has no idea what is about to happen next. As the final chord fades into the vast space of the AGT auditorium, a breathtaking still. Ness settles across the room. Alejandro stands frozen, gripping his grandfather's guitar, chest heaving, eyes wide with disbelief. For a moment you could hear a pin drop. Then, a tidal wave of sound hits him. The crowd rises all at once, erupting into the loudest standing ovation of the night. The noise is deafening, cheers, screams, whistles, and applause crashing together like a storm. People leap to their feet, some clutching their heads, others shouting his name. The energy surges through the entire arena, turning it into a boiling pot of electricity. Alejandro's lips tremble. His wide eyes blink rapidly. He looks like a boy who just woke up inside his own dream, unsure if this applause is even real. At the judges' table, the reactions are nothing short of cinematic. Sophia stands first, hands over her heart, eyes glossy with emotion. "Oh my God! Oh my God!" she keeps repeating, overwhelmed. Heidi is already clapping above her head, yelling across the stage, "Iconic! Iconic! Iconic!" Howie points at Alejandro like he's pointing at a miracle. "You're not just a singer," he shouts. "You're a once-in-a-generation performer." But Simon is the quietest. He remains seated. For a long second, staring at the young Filipino boy as if trying to process the impossible. His jaw is tight. His eyes are locked. His expression, half shock, half admiration, is one he reserves for moments that transcend talent shows. Finally, Simon stands. The crowd screams even louder. Everyone knows Simon standing means impact. It means something legendary just happened. He places both hands on the desk, leans forward, and speaks slowly, clearly, with a depth he rarely reveals. "Alejandro, I have to tell you something." The room falls silent instantly. "You didn't just perform a song. You created a moment that this show will never forget." The audience cheers again, but Simon gestures for them to wait. He isn't done. He steps around the judge's desk, walking toward the CE, where the golden buzzer button sits like a glowing crown. Alejandro's heart stops. His breathing halts. He grips the neck of his guitar tighter. Simon looks up at him. "You honored Elvis, but you also honored yourself. You brought soul, passion, originality, and heart. And your grandfather, wherever he is proud of you tonight." That line breaks the audience. Several people wipe away tears. A camera zooms in on a woman sobbing as she claps wildly. Alejandro covers his mouth, his voice cracking as he whispers, "Thank you." Simon gently shakes his head. "No, thank you." And then he slams his hand down on the golden buzzer. A shockwave of cheers blasts through the arena. Gold confetti bursts into the air, raining down a sparkling tornado. The stage lights explode into golden beams, washing the entire stage in warm, radiant light. Alejandro collapses to his knees, overwhelmed. Tears spill down his cheeks as he tries to breathe through the avalanche of emotion. His guitar rests in his lap as he bends forward, crying into his hands, confetti sticking to his hair, his clothes, his guitar, turning him into a living symbol of victory. Sophia runs to the stage. Heidi follows. Both women kneel beside him, hugging him tightly. Heidi brushes confetti out of his hair while Sophia squeezes his shoulder. "You deserve this," Sophia tells him, voice trembling. "You deserve all of this." "How do you feel?" Heidi asks gently, rubbing his back. Alejandro can only shake his head, crying harder. "I wish my grandfather could see this." Heidi smiles warmly. "He did." The cameras cut to Simon, standing proudly by the buzzer, arms crossed, smiling with the satisfaction of someone who knows he just made the right decision. Howie joins the others on stage, patting Alejandro's back. "You made history tonight," he says. "Remember this moment for the rest of your life." As the golden confetti storm swirls around him, Alejandro finally stands. The crowd chants his name. "Alejandro! Alejandro!" He raises his guitar high above his head, a tribute to his grandfather, to his journey, to his courage, and the arena roars like a thunderstorm. The announcer's voice echoes, one of the most iconic auditions in AGT history, and as the screen fades to black, only one message remains clear. A legend didn't just return. A new one was born.